I saw it in her eyes, the understanding what Bitcoin is and how she had to get it. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Da Vinci Jeremy. I'm in the 5x5 here in Dubai. Man, you know what? I have an interesting story on the weekend. I was at a specific place, can't mention where, but I saw this lady, a piano teacher, playing the piano, and she was doing a great job, and I decided to go up to her and talk to her. She's a very nice lady, and she said, hey, when you have a break, come by and chat with me. And yeah, she was telling us a whole bunch of stuff about how, she's married and, was on vacation for a while and so forth. And yeah, of course, the topic of Bitcoin came up. Man, that was an interesting time, of course, because I love talking about Bitcoin, right? And I mentioned that, of course, that it is sovereign money, and of course that it can't be confiscated and so forth. But that's all irrelevant. Right? I pointed out that have you noticed that everything you own is just a promise to get you something, a promise that can be broken. And as you've noticed, right, that promise has been broken in the past many times by governments, by banks, and so forth. Many people have lost their lives and fortunes hoping on some sort of promise. So when you have money in a bank, guys, that bank is just promising you that it's going to give it to you. But no guarantees that's going to happen. The same happens with your stocks. Just a promise that you own a stock somewhere. No guarantees that you actually own that. No, and so if you see it this way and you realize, wait a second, but Bitcoin is actual ownership, digital ownership, you realize, oh shoot, I have to get some. And I remember pointing that out to the lady, and she was like, "Oh yeah, damn, I've got to buy this. I've got to own this." Yes, it doesn't matter. I also mentioned it doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin, gold, or something. That as long as you own something directly, because everything you generally own right now, most of it, is just pieces of paper promising you that you actually own it, even your house. And it can be all taken away from you. But the one thing that can't be taken away from you, the one thing, if you choose, because you have to choose, though, to have it not taken away. But you have the choice to say, yeah, I'm not giving it to you. And you're never going to get it. Even if you kill me. That's the one asset, which is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the only asset that you could ever own. And even in death, no one can take it from you. That's the amazing part of it. And the elites understand this, and this scares them. And so they're going to manage the price down, because you are only interested in Bitcoin when the price is high, not when the price is low. So as long as they keep the price low, they can slowly buy it up and also keep you disinterested and also get you to sell before you actually see the massive price increase that will occur when all their paper promises get broken. Now, you're thinking, it'll never happen. It'll never happen. No. Okay. The problem with this line of thinking, right? There's a huge problem with this line of thinking. It is that basically you're saying that a person who is economically bankrupt and then actually bankrupt, right? There's two different terms, right? If I can get a bank to lend me money nonstop, I'm only economically bankrupt, not actually visually bankrupt, meaning that everything has to be taken away and liquidated. That is what the United States is. It is basically economically bankrupt, right? And if the day that the creditors stop lending it money, that's it. It is actually bankrupt. Now, if you're going to wait for that moment, if you do, well then, don't be surprised if you get wiped out. But if you take actions today and actually hold assets that have real value, not the paper money, paper promises that promise you nothing. That's what your money that you have right now. It's a paper promise that promises you nothing. And yet you covered that and look at, oh my God. And the reason why you do that, there is a reason. It's because all your debts are payable in that. And since your bills are payable in that, right? That's all you consider is real money, because that's what you got to pay, right? So, but if you want to save for the future, if you want to save for the long term and know that you're going to have more value in the future than less, Bitcoin is the asset that you need to use. That's it. Period. Bitcoin is the asset you need to use. Okay. Now, with that said, this is going on to technical analysis, so you can phase out. But before I do, if you want to learn more, you could head over to B4B, right? .dj15.com, and you can actually join their school and learn more about Bitcoin and how to actually acquire it and actually learn why you need to hold this asset for your future protection, period. Okay, let's quickly, I'm just going to do the TA on Bitcoin, looking at a 5-minute chart. This trade on the Friday, man, it was a disaster. It actually got stopped out badly, and now it's going higher. But actually, and take a look at this. If we zoom out, not in the 5 minutes, we are now back at the this ascending trend line. This trend line here. Let me just make this bigger. Sorry. This ascending trend line, which is at close to the 110 level, we're actually back at it, and at the 200 period moving average for the hourly. This is only a positive thing if we get back up to the 112. We really unfortunately have to break above the 116 in order for us to say, okay, this downward trend is over. Failing to do that would end up putting this into a downtrend, Bitcoin into a downtrend, and could spiral into a worse situation. But just because we break the 116 doesn't mean we can't go sideways still for a long period of time. So that's looking like the possibility that Bitcoin is being managed so that it can go sideways as gold continues to run higher. Looking at the CME futures, you can see there's a gap, so that means we're probably headed back down before we go a lot higher. So I would be careful of any of those people who think, okay, well, I'm just going to long this thing all the way to Holloway, and be careful of that. And just consider the gap. Mind the gap. All right, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.